All right. Yeah, so this is SIG Automation, Wednesday, 29th of November. So let me share the agenda. I put a few items in there myself. Wait, share screen. I cannot share screen if I'm recording. No. Wait. Here, sorry. All right, you see my screen?
Yes.
So what did we had? Yeah, so these are the three topics that we had. So first one is to go over the R2, right? So we should go over the board. And then we had a discussion on, this was the Fiacra's frustration, I think. So we should discuss a little bit how we deal with that and what we can do to improve. And then I think, John, it's your item, right? So anything else that some people want to add?
Yeah, I forgot to add this, but I wonder if we can go over the list of repos in FEO project and see what we want to move the POCs, etc., to experimental.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good point. All right, so let's take the FEO GitHub.
Yeah, I can send you the link actually.
Yeah, but it's here, right? It's Nephew and then projects, or it's projects, and then it's R2, right? And then it is this one, right?
Yeah, consolidated sprinting. We go to the next one.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, so we should go over this one, I guess, right? Bala, is that okay?
Yes. Yes. The main thing is, we could either go by one or we can go by themes. The main thing is obviously the OAI and Free5GC work that is dependent on that common changes that we did. I understand from you, Wim, that common change is in now. So technically, this was our last working week before we start with the integration testing, tightening things up, and documentation for the next couple of weeks. Are we in that stage yet? Is what we would like to know. Go ahead.
Because we also need to give a bit of a sense whether we are going to meet mid-December as a deadline, right, for R2.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So we need to get a sense of what message we send to the TSC if we have a change of plan, basically. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So do we go one by one, or probably it's easiest, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So OAI run packages. This is Joseph, right?
Yeah. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So so I think there were some changes last week, and also I think some changes in the NF deploy function, KRM functions. So I have updated these packages now with the latest changes now. So I've tested it with for OAI RAM. We need to do so currently the core part is hard coded in the package. So that once we do
Is that a PR, Joseph, for this?
Yeah, there is a PR. It's in the catalog repository.
Catalog. Or in Free5GC is catalog? Okay.
No, it's actually under. If you go to the GitHub org and then go to, from there we can go to catalog.
In catalog?
Yeah.
So this is the peer. This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to review that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to review this. So some hard codings related to the core is there. I think when we are doing the integration testing, I think I'll update it accordingly.
Okay. So this is pull 3. Yeah, please, for anyone to chime in to review this, that would be great, right? So we need to get this in ASAP, right?
Yeah.
I'll add
So,
that
so
here.
Joseph, the hard coding that you said, that will come later, right?
I mean, the hard coding is in the sense because I don't have a core that is deployed using FEO right now. So I'm testing only the RAN part with the manually created core in the cluster. So
Yeah.
that's why I've not added the dependencies in the package. So I will add that dependency once I have a core deployed using FEO in my setup. That's,
Yeah, yeah. If you
that's
add,
what
if
I'm
you could
doing.
add that comment to the PR, then probably the viewer would know. If you are not already
Yeah.
added.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dependency once we have the core up, right?
Yeah.
So let's approve. Let's approve this without this being fully validated. And we need another PR, right? To
Yeah.
get the core integration. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This one is this. Then the simulation package.
Yeah, this I've
Yeah.
added already. It's in the same PR.
It's okay. It's the
part
same
of the
PR.
same package. In the same package, yeah. Package catalog.
Okay, I'll add it here, right? And we have the link.
Wim, while we're doing it, can we have some volunteers to review the PRs?
Yes,
that we
that's
can
what I
get the
was.
ball- Yeah, that we can get the ball rolling. Because looks like some of these PRs are there, but so
I will have a look at it at this as well. This lost my radar because I'm typically focused on core and API for my two main repos. For example, but yeah, if people can fish, yeah, raise your hand.
Oh yeah, I see. It's got like 49 files in the PR. Seems like it's briefly opened. Is that correct? Is it all just YAML files?
Yeah, it's all KPT packages. Yeah, YAML files.
Okay. So is there any, I mean, again, my ignorance, I have not followed this. Maybe I'm not the SME to review this, but still for understanding, are there any background documents that somebody needs to go through to be able to understand this? Anything that you can add to the PR, if it's not already, if it's not there, that will be great.
Documents I don't have.
There's a README,
maybe,
so maybe we can add it in the README or something if there is a README.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we have folks at different levels, right? I mean, I will consider myself as a newbie on this particular thing for now. I understand KPD packages in general, but to look at the contents and to be able to make some meaningful reviews, I mean, maybe I'll learn something out of it, but anything that you can add in the README or in the PR to help, that'll be great.
Yeah, I'll add some references to OAI documentation and in terms of Helm-based deployment, and also probably explain some details about the package here, what I made. Yeah, I'll do that.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'll assign it to you, Joseph, right? Okay. All right, then we have
just one
deployment.
question, Wim, on that.
Yes.
So when you say there's dependency on the core, what is missing there is, I haven't gone through what the contents of those the kept packages, but Is it the N2, N3 interfaces that is missing from the RAN to the core? And in part of the CU, CP, and the UP and so on?
Yeah, the N2 and N3, normally we need to add a dependency so that it retrieves the N2 and N3 the N2 IP, the AMF IP we need to retrieve using dependency, right? So only if you deploy a code using Nefio, we can get that dependency. So for my testing locally, I don't have a OAI code deployed using Nefio, so I've actually hard-coded the AMF configuration in this package.
By the way, Joseph, do you know that, do you support DNS? Do we support DNS on the OAI, or maybe Sagar knows? Because
Core
if
part
we
I'm
would,
not- yeah, Sagar can update, yeah.
no, but if we would set up a DNS service, I have something, but I didn't put it yet. But to add the DNS on the IPAM, so you actually get the IP through a DNS resolution. It's a way
Okay.
easier mechanism than doing what we are doing right now.
That is the dependency way. Okay.
It's
So-
completely gone, right? But that means that you probably need to resolve a DNS name, and the question is whether our OAI supports that or not.
Okay, actually, from the RAN side, it's gonna be, I think, okay, from RAN side, it's gonna be difficult. From the core side, yes, we do that. In OAI RAN, natively, it's not there. So I have to make, and normally when I do this, I only do this for Kubernetes sort of a deployment. I make some sort of wrappers for this. So on top of our network functions, there are some wrapper scripts which configure the configuration with IP addresses by resolving it, because the configuration, if I mention just the IP, just the FQDN, it's the RAN will not resolve it. The DU will not resolve. So I have to make a wrapper on top of it to resolve it. But if you have something like this already, we can test it. I can test it from the core perspective, let's say.
I'm not yet ready. I mean, so this will not be for R2, but I think in general, I think it makes sense to add a DNS service to our setup,
Sure.
right? Because for these type of things, it's I mean, injecting a full config, that's a little bit too much, I think, at the end of the day.
I totally agree on that. I'm on that with you.
Okay, but so let's do what the plan of action remains, right? So we'll take the injection for now, but I think we need to improve that going forward. Yeah. All right. What else? NF custom controller. I think that's also there, right? At least I saw that one. Which PR is this one? This is in OAI. That's in a different repo, right? That's in the OAI repo.
Yeah.
I'll link the PRs here. That's probably easier to keep track of, right?
It's always
also,
there.
Yeah, so this one is also,
okay.
Please review. So anyone who can help review this and get this resolved, the sooner the better it will be for us, right? So these are important, these are all important things.
Yeah, can we get some volunteers for that PR review in this call? Because I think some of the PRs are moving along, so that's why I'm asking this question. If you have
any volunteers? Don't be shy.
I mean, I already did what I could, and I gave all my feedbacks to Joseph, and I think I'm the only one who replies, and I replied. But I see it from more OAI perspective, if there are some changes and the work, if there are some typos or things like that. So I already did. But if there is anybody else also who can have a look, I think it's gonna be quick.
Yeah.
Which one is this? The NF custom controller?
This one, OAI one, yeah. It's the OAI in the OAI repo, Stephen. There is only one PR.
Yeah, let me take a look. I mean, ONI repo, I can do, I can do whatever, but then, you know, there's no merging, right, for our side, right?
What do you mean merging?
Oh, Nephew project OAI repo, I see. not
Yeah,
OAI,
no,
not OAI
yeah.
repo, OAI repo.
Yeah.
I see.
No. It's
like,
nephew.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Steve.
It looks like
Alright.
that's missing, that repo is missing an owner's file. And no, it doesn't. No, it's not. There's an owner's file. Okay. And it's, yeah, and Sagar and Joseph are owners on that as well, approvers. So it really just needs an LGTM if it's already approved by
Is the controller you tested it already, Stephen? Joseph, right? So this actually works
Yeah.
from your perspective, right?
Yeah. So the standalone ran with manually deployed core I tested it.
And we did we do any synergies with FreeFive.gc and stuff like that with the libraries or something like that? So no, right? Okay.
Sagar, you could just slash LGTM that and it will merge. Like if you're satisfied, if the two of you are satisfied with it, I don't know that. I mean, it'd be great if Stephen can review it too, but like, right, you actually have authority to merge in that repository.
Yeah.
Okay, if somebody is not interested in adding more
Yeah,
commands.
No, I think it's
the
good
owners-
if Stephen can look at it. That would be awesome. But it sounded like he was
Yeah.
volunteering. But
Yeah, just have a look, and probably by tonight or tomorrow morning, I can just do LGTM. If I don't see any more comments, or if, let's say, Stephen, if you even comment,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Sagar. Yeah. And thanks, Stephen. Yeah.
Then define run CRDs. I think this is 56. I think this is also closed. Okay, that's what I thought because they are part of the PR. Is that correct? My assumption correct, Joseph? For
Yeah,
run?
for RAN, RAN specific is created under
They're
the
here, right?
controller code. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so if we merge, then wait. So I put the wrong link, I think. If we merge, then this one is also done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Epic deployment. I took all yours, Joseph, it seems. I selected you by accident, I don't know. Integrated OAI, RAM, and core, end-to-end call. Yeah, so this we are not yet ready for, right? So what is missing here?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
That's an Epic, yeah. Okay, that's an Epic, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the full Monty. So this one, reduce hard coding of NF parameters. So this one is.
I think
This one we kind of discussed, but so that is also the core part, I think, Sagar. So you are taking care of that, right? So the only piece that is missing is we need to get some parameter from the core, right?
Wait a minute. And
For OAI core.
Yeah, but reducing hard coding no, but wasn't this something which is related to 56, 53, which we said?
See, we did two things in my view, right? One, we have, so what we have right now is we have this meta CRD that we have,
Yes.
right? But then we have basically, you have a run part, which Joseph has done, right? And there is a core part because you need parameters for OAI and so on. So they need to be cut through somehow.
Yes.
So the thing that you were doing, yeah, those CRDs, where are they? The CRDs that we, like with PLMN ID and those type of things that we were discussing.
Yes. For the the server GUMI and the PLMN ones, which we already discussed on, So as I think in the meeting one before this, which I couldn't attend, it was discussed that those CRDs will go inside the controller code. So for me, the controller code does not reside in Nephew itself; it resides in OAI repository. So there, what I did that I create in the meta CRD, I have the structure for the PLMN and served GUMI, and since my code is written in Python, I pass that information based on my config on my inside my configuration in my config map. So I take the information from that nfconfig CR. I read the information and I fill my configuration for the different network functions, AMF, AUSF. So right now that nfconfig I'm using for AMF, SMF, and UPF to fill the DNS space information, PLM information, and all that. So that is already done.
And that CRD, where is that residing? It's in OAI? Because we also need that. We need that in the packages. So somehow the structure, so the packages will need those, right? And the definitions is in OAI. Is my understanding correct?
So the thing is, as we said, the CRD, let's say the PLMN CRD and the Serve Gumi CRD, we said that it will not reside in FU itself.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
So in my controller code, I didn't consume them as CRDs. So what I'm saying in my controller code, in the code itself, I just have structures to consume that from the meta CRD.
Okay, so, and how do you pass it from the package? So what is in the package?
So in the package, if I give you, I can just post it on the group. So in the package, I have created the nfconfig nfconfig meta CRD, and
what?
And that CRD has just quickly, yeah. So that CRD, if I'll just post it on
so
Slack.
it's a fake CRD, or is that my understanding correct?
Because
so it's something
not let's say fake, because we said that this CRD will be created manually.
Yeah, correct. But so let's say we want to do validation at some point, right? We are not doing it right now, but let's assume that we want to do so. Is there a schema defined and stuff like that or not? So, but yeah, we don't have to do it. No is also an okay answer. We just will need to clarify.
The validation which I'm doing is I'm doing on the controller side itself. That's it. So the controller will send an error that we cannot deploy this nfconfig because there is a problem in the schema, let's say. So it's the controller itself which is doing the validation.
Okay.
Nothing
so basically
from the
what we say,
side.
Nothing is done through CRDs here, basically, right?
Yes. That's it.
For the core, we can say, and then OAI controller looks at the structure, right? And the package is transparent, right?
Yes.
So then we can close this, I think. Right?
Yeah, I've also sent an example on the Slack if somebody's interested.
Yeah, then we can close this in my view. Anyone objection? If not, 1, 2, 3, go.
Looks like you wanted an objection.
Was there? Then we can reopen. All right, then we have NF topology. So that's a different one. Steven?
Yeah. I'm actually at this point, I just wonder, because the whole thing requires integration of integration tests. Are we going to be able to land on that front?
That's a good question.
We're 2 weeks away from, so obviously nothing in release should land until it's fully integrated with a full picture that it all worked. So integration tests, in the short term, we're talking about introducing OAIs and things into integration tests. I could have to code PL out, let's say this week. But then the problem is this still going to land on release, because we'll need to basically have another integration test path, I would say, because now it's entered through topology versus just regular plain vanilla PBS with whatever we do today in terms of more statically things. So I'm skeptical. I'm okay. So this is, for me, this is needed at this point for observability POC. So I'm actually even okay pushing that into more POC side, and then land on R3 through POC with observability, if anything. but then I just want to know if I'm going to post it. There's still some comments on API that haven't resolved too, actually. And if we're going to post the PL, the realistic scenario of actually landing with a full integration test before December 15th, I am not sure.
Yeah, but I think we should decouple that a bit, right? Because I think on one end, it's good to get the code in, right? Maybe we haven't fully tested it, but I think we can always continue and move it forward along the way, right? So I rather have it in than not to have it in, because otherwise we postpone again, and then there will be a backlog again. You see, so it just piles up. If you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay having some PL coming up. Yeah, so I just wonder when we publish released and saying that this is part of the end-to-end, I wonder if that would land. The end-to-end test, the new end-to-end test with topology as an entrance. I'm not actually sure if that would land, but then some code that would work, and it's optional. You don't have to spin it. I'm not going to push it as part of the Nefio operators to spin up the topology controller. So we can optionally create this controller, but then if it's not end-to-end, then it's basically more like this is an option, but then it's not tested on end-to-end test.
No, for sure. Yeah. Okay, Tal has his hand raised.
Yeah, go ahead, Tal.
Yeah, so on this topic, we kind of hit this same problem challenge with some other PRs. I think, and I said then, and I'll say it again, I think we should just mention in the comments for features like this that are not fully tested, just mark them in the code as experimental with some comment and basically explaining this whole situation. This hasn't been tested with integration. Just to make sure that when other people look at the code base and look at this, that they know that the status of this section of code. I think it's just an easy way to mark it. And then in our release notes, we can go ahead and also maybe even create an experimental section where we list a few things
on the release
experimental
note.
about the
That's
release.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so if we do that, I think there's absolutely no issue with the accepting experimental PRs. This is very common even in very mature projects, right? So it's not only because we're in an early stage of Nefio, but even in a late stage of Nefio, we can include features that are not fully tested and experimental. I think that's totally fine.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so. I was agreeing with both me and Tal. I think probably we can create one more issue for the integration test, Stephen. Probably.
Yeah. Okay. That would probably be backlogged. Yeah.
I think getting this in may be a good idea because it's one of the.
Yeah, let's do that because it's linger from the last release anyway. So yeah, let's do that.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Then what else? Where did we go? Wait. POC Helm integration. Did we make a lot more progress in this area?
I think
our release 2 deliverable is a write-up, I think, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's a document to come up with this. I think we have made enough progress there. I think.
And I think there's a document that Tal has with the comment. I had some comments at some point. Is that the document we refer to?
I don't think it's linked here. I'm not sure.
No, I don't know where it is.
Let me find it quickly, and maybe we can just add a link.
Yeah.
Or you know what? If you share this, can you share this link on the chat, and I'll just do it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
PR, the other thing is there's also PR from Samsung team, Sandeep and Sudeep, and all for the for the tool that they created.
There's the chat. This thing moves around. Okay. All right. Then create a design document. I have started something, but it's not fully there yet. But I will finish this week. Yeah. I will also make a link to this one. Then Nefio SDK POC.
I mean, we skipped the meeting sort of yesterday, but I certainly do want to kick off the POC at some point.
Yeah, I think we don't. Let's not do that one.
But that's not out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably it's not R2. This is not R2, I think, right?
No, I mean the POC, right? And basically the deliverable was come up with a proposed
POC plan?
methodology. I think
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Let me push the
Stephen-
POC doc
Stephen has created
and
the
link it here.
documented, yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's the deliverable. for this.
All right. This I think we discussed. Deployment function we discussed. This one we discussed. This one we discussed. Experimental ripple setup. So that's the point that Tal you raised, right? So we will
Yeah, I
take
think
that
that's the only
later.
task is probably, yeah.
Yeah, the integration deployment of OAI run and OAI core. So that's our integration activity. By the way, do we have a lead to lead the integration and get it through the end-to-end chain? Or so how are we going to do that? Say we have everything in by the end of this week.
Yeah, I think there's one more issue that we created. Victor is leading us on that. Obviously, he's working with Rado and Sagar to create a test infrastructure to realize the topology, just like the way we did it for Free5GC. And then probably, I think probably Victor and Sagar will lead us into that end-to-end call. So,
Yeah,
obviously,
just
Joseph. Yeah.
yesterday I was doing the proper changes in the test infra project to support OI. So I have some progress. Maybe I will submit a PR today.
Okay, but you're okay to lead the end-to-end integration, Victor, but of course with
Yeah,
the help
that's
of others. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Are we targeting for a mixed environment between OAI and Free5GC?
No.
No.
Okay. So that's out of scope. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
OAI and
Yeah, basically the test infra is going to support both test cases, but they're going to deploy separately or test it separately.
out of scope for R2. I will just document it here. Right. Okay, then this is your topology controller again, I think, right? Yeah. That's the same.
That
Or,
definitely is backlogged to observability because that we're chopping off the what's that the edge aggregator, the SA, right? So we're using more generic observability framework to aggregate. So yeah, so that's definitely a R3 things that will be tracked by observability.
task force.
Yeah, task force.
All right, then break the one-to-one repo cluster relationship.
Yeah, I'm
I
working
think-
on a design document for this, and the design document in the R2 timeframe and the implementation of POC in R3.
Mhm.
I might split it like Stephen has for the two issues like Stephen has for the topology control. And I need to look at John's information as well to as input for this.
All right, then design document for NF topology. I think we have that.
That
right?
one has a PR, and then I address all the comments. So hopefully, if someone else can comment or OGTM, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any volunteers? Please help on this one. Then self function for input, John.
Yeah, there's no actual deliverables here and with the port roadmap. So this is, I have a PR out in a different repo for this. It's a building block, but it doesn't really fulfill it. It's kind of cool though, if you don't want to take a look at it, but basically, we have to figure out how this is going to integrate like with the work you did, Wim, we talked about in Chicago and all of that. So it's kind of like, I don't even know. I want to. We can take it out of R2. It's kind of like part of that larger planning. I already referenced it in that roadmap discussion.
So we should add it to the to-do maybe, right? We'll add it back here.
Yeah, you can put it back into do. It can really come out of R2 really altogether because it's more like a future thing. But whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. And then we have a number of RADOs, automate release process. Do we need to discuss that here? Probably not.
No, I think all these things, I think they are very close to be done. All the other things we can skip because we already spoke in the release meeting.
Okay, OAI core deployment, Sagar.
Yes, so for the code deployment, I integrated the the new nfconfig. It's working perfectly fine. Akash yesterday did the changes in the nf deployment function specializer. That is also done. It's merged. I tested, it works. Now we can manually mention, we can statically, let's say, mention in parameter ref. So that works. I tested. Now the only blocking point for me is, I also asked this question to you, is that how to use the Bootstrap controller. I gave you an example. I'm just not able to figure out how to use it because I tried and it didn't work for me. But I use it with the R1. Yeah.
Okay.
I use with R1.0.1 infrastructure. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a PR Fiacra is working on which actually fixes this. So there was a hard coding in the Bootstrap controller for config sync, and Fiacra removed that. So we need to merge that PR with that. I think it will fix that problem. I'll have a look. I was going to look at this. I need to do another meeting after this, but I was going to have a look at this ASAP to get the PR merged, because with that controller you will. So right now, what is blocking you probably is that if you create a namespace config sync on the workload cluster, it will probably work with what I saw that you sent me. But
yeah,
the change that
exactly
Fiacra did is to remove that dependency.
Okay, because for me, I tried, it didn't work. I created a secret, let's say, in the regional cluster in a namespace known as X, and in the edge cluster, I created the same namespace Y, and I was waiting for that secret to be created in the namespace Y, in the namespace X of the edge cluster, but I didn't see that. So
yeah, there's a check there with config sync that we removed, which was not necessarily. That I think does the trick.
Okay.
I'll have a look at that PR.
To,
yeah, this evening I'll try to get this through the chain, because once that merged with that controller, you will probably get through. Is Fiacra on the call?
I am, yes, yeah, so that change is ready to go pretty much, but I think there are additional changes to the Bootstrap secret and possibly the KRM function within the the kept function within the package, within the kept package.
But for this Fiacra, this is just so he provisions a secret. So there is a label that you need to put, right? So that will,
yeah, sorry, yeah.
So this will work without the functions, I think, right? So this is just he will create the secret, and then if you put it to staging with the right label, it will just pick it up, I think. So that's I don't think we need a function for this one, as far as I understand.
Okay.
So this, yeah, no worries. All right, to be addressed. I'll link the PR later. Okay. What is wait? Where was I? Core deployment. So that's where you're at, right? So the core is actually specialization is done. You want to have the secret in order for you to interconnect the clusters with your, what is it? The tool that Alex is used.
Yeah, with Scapper to connect the UPF with NRF, and that's it. So the packages are ready. The controllers I have tested a lot of times manually, so they should work. And I've also tested end-to-end with the RAN, which I also deploy using a package. So I think that's everything should be working by now. I just have to do integration testing with the proper new testing infrastructure rather than using the infrastructure of 1.0.1, because there were some other issues also. So I think I'm ready to go for an integration test.
Okay, perfect, cool. We'll fix that. Then 2 NF vendors on the same. So this is not in. Yeah, okay. We added that already. Should we move this out of R2 somehow? Yeah, we should move this out of R2 probably if we don't do it. Yeah, spike the options available in the what is this? Yeah, so that's SDK again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spike methodology support Helm. Also, we addressed
That's pretty much
controller
as
and
they can do
functions.
too, yeah.
Yeah, to reflect consolidated and function changes. This is, I think, done, right? This is done.
Okay.
This is the management cluster part, so I'm guessing it's done.
Yeah, there is one issue that I don't see here. Maybe it was related to that one. Is that so Ronak had an issue? I don't know whether someone could help him, but
He was asking for like some bind address error. So I told him that he just didn't bind the right address. Then he came back and said that the UPF seems to be running. I didn't see a new PL though. So I'm not sure.
Okay, is Ronak on the call?
Yeah,
Vamshi.
Yeah, hi Vamshi. I think Ronak and myself working along. He's right now doing the testing. He took review comments. I mean, he took comments from Telro. I think he's working on that. He's not available unfortunately today. But the thing is, the common reconciler code is working for AMF and UPF. And SMF, we see some issues. For that reason, he come back to community. We are on that. We have committed that we want Vim or someone else to review the code. That's why he keep on contacting you.
Yeah, but then I didn't see him post a new PL, so I commented on the last pull request that you guys had, and then you guys ran functional tests, which is great to do, and then so I just didn't see any new code review posted.
I think you can see. Yeah, it is in.
And if you have issue with SNF, please also let us know. So we'll see what it is and hopefully help out.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, I think we shall inform. Yeah.
Yes, because we should get these changes in this week, by the way, Vamshi. So it's actually rather urgent, I think, to get this resolved.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. I think we are at final stage. Clearing out some issues at SMF side. I think once that is over, we can sign up. We'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us know. Yeah. What's the problem?
Yeah.
We have better. We have obviously An2 is no longer here, but no longer with the community. But then at least we do have intimate knowledge of what the SMF controller looks like. So.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. So that's kind of it, I think. So, what do we say? Can we meet mid of December or not? I have the feeling it's feasible, but I don't know what other people think. But it's going to be challenging.
Date-wise, I don't think we can go back. We'll go further. So whatever. At some point, we have to see what we can land on a December 15th release.
So for me, the important date is: do we have all the changes in? So what are the critical PRs, right? So let's focus on these, right? So this one is a critical PR, number 3, right, in OAI.
All the OAI work and mostly all the OAI work, and now that the common things are in, and the FreeFi work,
the bootstrap controller, we have the FreeFi right? So the OAI, we have the packages, the catalog packages. And I think for you, so Sagar, where are your packages that you need for the core?
And those packages are inside OAI repository in the same link which I mentioned. I can give you again.
So you hold also those packages at your end. Okay, I see. Yeah. So basically, okay. So but we need to use them in our end-to-end test, right? So we need to somehow. So who is going to take care about that in the end-to-end integration to make sure that we get those packages in the test infra? Victor, you're going to take care of that?
Yeah, I think Victor and Sagar are going to work. It's it's going to be treated as external package.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, from what I hear is catalog. So there is 4 PRs that are critical. The catalog one from Joseph, the OAI one from Joseph, the free 5GC that still has to be created, and then the bootstrap controller to unblock Sagar. So these are the four, I think, which are super critical to get the run at least to work. And then we have topology, Stephen, from you, which is less critical, but I think it would be good to get it done.
So I mean, it doesn't block integration testing from moving forward. So I have a little longer dates, if you will. But then it'll come up.
And then the other thing is, again, it may fall in the same, Sagar, I mean, Sagar, Joseph, when we need some documentation for the changes and the new packages to deploy OAI. That can happen after the code is in, that can happen even the last week, the release, that's fine. But that is something that we need to do. And then probably once we have that in the GitHub form, then probably Gurgly is doing a great job of creating a new documentation structure for us. That can happen later, but we need to get the documentation as well. I think at this point of time, these PRs are coming and the end-to-end test is led by Victor, and then we need the documentation pieces together as well. So I think probably we can make use of some of the existing readmes, etc. But it's mostly the changes in the changes in this APIs, and then the deployment of OAI. I think I think probably if we get I think we can make use of a lot of existing work Sagar and Joseph already did, such as topology diagram, etc. But in terms of how exactly to deploy them is what we need.
So,
right.
If I can pitch on that, if you don't mind, what I can propose only is that with Victor, once Victor is done, when we are done with the test infrastructure and everything is working, we have done the integration test. I will have all the commands which we have used, right, to just do the whole end-to-end. So I can make something similar to exercise.md kind of a document which we have for R1, which goes off next to the installation. So I can do that one single document and write all the commands which followed. And one thing I want to mention right now, just not to keep hopes really high, is like the packages which we have done for OAI, like especially me, which I've done for OAI, I have not used the GUI at all. So if do you really want me to use GUI, then one of the package, let's say the database, I will deploy via the GUI as we did for Free5GC, we deployed AMF, SMF, and UPF normally via get packages, and then we deploy the other one using the GUI, and we did the propose, approve, and everything, so that the users see that there's a GUI and they get used to that. Because me, I have really not used the GUI because I'm not really a big fan of it. So
John, any advice on
So
that?
I don't think it's necessary. We already have examples of using the GUI in the Free5GC side, so you could just have a comment in your document saying you could also do this with the GUI as showed in those exercises. So I don't think you need to do that. Sam just now looking at a bug. I think that I don't know if it's in the most recent PRs or if it's in the current released version of Porch, but when we have the GUI only shows, the GUI's a little weird. It only shows package revisions that are tagged. It doesn't show the main package revision, like the one that's in the main branch. And there's a bug right now that when you have a repository that has a subdirectory other than / which for our catalog is true of all of them, it looks like tagged package revisions aren't showing up. So I'm hoping I can fix that quickly. But that could also cause a problem with the GUI for your packages that are underneath OAI, that are in those set subdirectory tree. So probably better not to do the GUI right now.
Yeah, I tried it in the past actually, and I couldn't really manage on time, and I had these weird issues. So I just left it right there, So yeah. So you can write my name down. I can make that exercise.md document. It's fine.
Cool. Thanks, sir.
So I think Bella and all, I mean, I have the feeling it's still feasible. It will be challenging, but it's still feasible, right? To get the date. Unless anyone else a different opinion?
I think it's feasible if we can get all the PRs, everything merged in a week.
By the end of this week, they should be all in, right? The 4 that I mentioned, if they are not in, you'll probably have a challenge, right?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what your readiness looks like, checklist looks like, right? So if somebody were to look at it like a dashboard and look at the readiness checklist for release 2, what does it show? What does it highlight as items that are blocking?
But
or
I'm trying.
anything?
What I'm referring to, Vish, is the 15th of December, we make a call like we did in the R1, right? That's my definition at the moment. We have a call and we have a start. I hopefully we have all the documentation right and stuff like that. But what we achieved in R1 was basically we had a call through. Basically, that was the whole thing, right?
I think.
Yeah, actually, I think what happened last time we can tag the released, but then documents and things kind of come a little later. That's what happened in that one.
I think last time a lot of people put in a lot of
public
hours.
relations marketing things doesn't go on until August last time. So expect some delay on that too. But still, I mean, let's mentally thinking about December 15th.
See, the sooner it's done, everything done, the better it is for all. Because what you see is that after it's done, at least I'm speaking for myself, it was like, oh, done. And then it was like, okay.
Yeah, it was a very big quiet period after it was done.
Breathe again.
Yeah. But besides, this time when it's done, it's like Christmas. So literally, it'll be great to just get it done.
Got it. All right. Okay, let's get through it.
Oh,
and then,
Saga,
sorry.
Saga has
Saga.
Yeah, just one thing I also wanted to mention. I mentioned in the past about in R2. There's one thing which I really, especially for John, if it's possible to work on, it's mostly the package deletion, because package deletion is a little bit sort of painful, and sometimes the packages don't get deleted, and especially in my case when it's a little bit complicated deployment than FreeFileGC, because I don't have one controller, I have 8 controllers, one for each network function, let's say. And if I made a problem in one controller and I have to delete it and I have to redeploy it, so it's a bit of a cumbersome process. And also when you have a lot of network functions and you want to deploy one package. So if we can streamline something about the deletion, I think it will be really helpful.
I think
if it's still possible,
Yeah, one thing we talked about was allowing auto approval of deletion proposed. I doubt we can do it for R2 because I am on vacation next week and for most of the week after. And that's when we were supposed to have everything done. I know Vish, I probably won't have time to do it before I actually just this morning did do a little tweak to the approval controller that I'm going to test, so maybe I can sneak it in there too. But let me think about it. But would that be sufficient? I think that's something we talked about that might be helpful. It would take one step out.
Yeah, I think that
one that you were talking about with me and Ravi that we were supposed to pick up.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll have time to do it.
I mean, that was on our radar, and we were looking to. Yeah, if that is the one, and you wanted to do a handoff or something, whatever you have, me and Ravi can.
I'm not doing anything with deletion proposed. What I was doing is because I just made a whole bunch of fixes in Porch, so this gets into my roadmap thing, but we're skipping another topic which maybe can't be covered in 3 minutes anyway. But I put a discussion out there. I would love for folks to look at it, but that's my plan for the rest of December, other than when I'm out of, which is most of December. I'm trying to get the Porch pieces moved over into Nefio, and but anyway, as part of recent fixes in Porch I've been doing, I dramatically reduced the number of watch events that get sent, and I think it's causing our E2E test to take a lot longer because they're not firing as often. So I was just tweaking the approval controller to requeue things. Right now, it doesn't requeue things. So it's probably not getting visited. They're not getting visited enough. So that's the only change I'm making. It's like 10 lines of code. It doesn't, I probably won't have time to get to the deletion proposed stuff because I got a whole bunch of other stuff I have to do before in the next 3 days.
Cool, thanks. I think probably let's say it's not for R2. And then for the remaining, the existing one, I think to your point, Vish, I think, yeah, we have a checklist, unit testing, integration testing, code itself, code readiness, documentation, security checks, copyright checks. Those things are there.
We should
that we have.
we should get through that next week. Probably we should have a look at it next week, Bala, right?
Yeah.
At least that we can look at the checklist to see what is covered and who can help where, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or do we have a meeting? We have a meeting tomorrow?
No,
I don't
no.
Okay.
That fell off the calendar a while back.
Yeah, I think John only set it up for like until end of November, or no, mid-November even, right? Yeah. So
Okay.
I think yeah, I think next week let's discuss that, and John and Wim, we will have to tell TSC some news. John, you said you'll not be here next week, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
out the 3rd through the 13th. So I'll be back on the 14th.
So okay, then if at all we do not meet the date, then probably we will have to go and tell the TSC then.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, Bala, you can hear me?
Yeah, sure, Ashish.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know about the status of the Samsung PR also. I mean, when it could get reviewed at the least, most.
Yeah, Ashish,
Which-
I know. This is the helm to helm operator PR.
Yeah, about that. Yes.
yeah, the PL is against the SDK
Sticky
repo.
repo. Yeah.
Yeah, nephew
Ashish.
SDK.
So any volunteers for that, please, again here?
Well, obviously I would have to review at some point, but then I have to do the other things first, unfortunately.
Is that part of R2?
It won't be anyway. I don't
It's
think we'll
part
pull
of
anything
R2?
from the
Yeah,
I don't think we'll pull anything off of the SDK repo as R2.
Yeah. So I think Ashish, you may you may expect certain delays. Yeah, please, I would request you to be a bit considerate there because of the other PRs that are ahead for R2. I'm pretty sure it will be reviewed, but maybe a slight delay.
Then, sure.
Yeah, sorry about
once you get time, just review this PR also when you get time, right? So
Yeah.
sure.
Thanks.
Guys, I need to drop. Unfortunately, I need to be on another call.
I think we are over anyway.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Please.
So is there a meeting scheduled for tomorrow? Or can we?
No, there is not. There's not a discussion. There is no meeting tomorrow, so it will be next week. So I'll put it back on the agenda.
Okay.
Diakra.
No
Is
problem.
that okay?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Can we have that on GitHub discussions? Because some of this can be asynchronous.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how we can make a solution, have some sort of a resolution in 5 minutes of discussion, right? So it's better to have a GitHub discussion.
Yeah, good point. Yes, thanks. Yeah, I'll start the discussion. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks everyone. Bye.